Hey everyone. Hope everyone's doing good. Hope you all are doing happy and doing blessed and just doing overall safe. Welcome to your Geek Report for the week of April the 8th through April the 15th of 2024. We've got a couple of news items to talk about, so let's get started. First off, we're going to start in our TV and movie news. And this past week, we got a new trailer for Joker 2. What they're calling Joker Folie deux. I hope I'm saying that right, but that's what the name of the trailer is called, and we're going to kind of talk about it a little bit, look at it, and just give you my overall impressions of it. Then we're going to move on to gaming news. And this past week, Star Wars Outlaws dropped a new story trailer. I'm going to talk about it, look at it, and basically tell you what I think of it, and whether or not this will add to Star Wars or take away from it. Okay. And then finally, in our anime and miscellaneous news, we got a new My Hero Academia movie trailer. This is for the new movie that's coming out soon called You're Next. And we're going to look at it and I'll give you my overall impressions of it. So sit back, relax, grab yourself something to eat, grab yourself something to drink, and let's look at the Geek Report for the week of April the 8th through April the 15th of 2024. So let's get started with our first news item. And that's coming in our TV and movie news segment. And that is that the Joker sequel, Joker Filet A Deux, has released a new trailer. Now, I'm not very familiar with the Joker or this movie, okay? I know it's basically an origin story of the Joker. That whole idea that one bad day can change a person's life, okay? That one bad day is all it takes to take a good person and turn him evil. Okay, I think that's the basic premise behind the Joker films. This one is supposed to star Lady Gaga as Harley Quinn. So I'm gonna play the trailer and I'm just going to give you some of my thoughts and opinions on it. But please note, I'm not very familiar with these movies. I don't know where they take place in the whole DC timeline or all that. But this here is a trailer for the sequel to the original Joker, Joker Filet A Deux.
Let's go, boys. It's showtime. Wakey, wakey.
Hey, Fleck, you got a joke for us today?
We use music to make us whole, to balance the fractures within ourselves.
I'm nobody. I haven't done anything with my life like you have.
Now, what I'm seeing here is okay, that's supposed to be Harley Quinn, apparently. But I think they're changing the origin of Harley Quinn. Because from what I remember of the origin of Harley Quinn, she was at one point a psychiatrist, but then the Joker guys hooks into her and completely changed her worldview about things. Okay, that's what I remember about the origin of Harley Quinn. In this one, it looks like they're changing it a little bit. That she ain't a psychiatrist; that she is a patient. What I'm assuming is Arkham Asylum. Okay, I'm assuming that this is here Arkham Asylum. But yeah, like they're changing her origin a little bit from the looks of things. And I think that music is going to play a big part of this show or this movie, I should say. It's looking like this could honestly be like a superhero musical, okay? Or I guess I should say a super villain musical, because I'm seeing a lot of things about music and how music is supposed to help and heal. But with the Joker, what can help and heal can also destroy. We've learned that time and time again. When he's fought off the Batman. So I'm kind of wondering if that's what they're going for. That music can help and heal, but also completely warp and transform someone from someone who could have been a productive member of society into completely something else.
Let's get out of here.
What the world needs now is a love, sweet love. It's the only thing that there's just too little of. What the world needs now is love, sweet love.
Now, I love that right there. Okay. That looks like what Harley Quinn would look like in today's world. Okay. But I'm seeing so much stuff about music in this that I'm starting to wonder if they ain't doing like a musical. Okay. Like they're turning Joker into a musical almost. Okay. But like, yeah, like I love that shot right there of Lady Gaga as Harley Quinn. Cause she looks like Harley Quinn. Okay, she looks like what Harley Quinn would look like in the real world, okay? So that is a absolute perfect shot.
Tell us, what's changed, Arthur?
I'll tell you what's changed. I'm not alone anymore. That's what we should be talking about.
I want to see the real you.
So I think this shot right here, okay, it's almost looking like throughout this entire trailer that the guy who would become the Joker was honestly on the verge of actually getting healed, and he meets Harley, and Harley kind of pulls him back into his madness and solidifies his madness by basically showing that he ain't the only one who's completely nuts. Okay. I don't remember her origin story being like that. I remember it was the other way around. First off, there was the whole psychiatrist thing. Okay. So they changed it up a little bit. I get that. But then, it's this right here. Because in the original origin story of Harley Quinn that I know from the original Batman the animated series, okay, it's this. It's that Joker was the one to take this smart, intelligent woman known as Harley Quinn. Okay, she wasn't known as Harley Quinn at the moment. Um, I think her name was Harlequin Quinn or something like that. And anyway, he brought her into his madness. Okay, he was the driving force behind her madness. Okay, but now it seems like the roles have almost reversed here, where Harley is the one who is bringing Joker back into his madness. Like he's on the verge, like he's getting help. He's trying to somehow make his life better, and he's trying not to be the Joker anymore. When she comes along and she's about as crazy as he was, and instead of getting help, she kind of reinforces his madness. Okay. I don't know how I feel about that right now. Okay. If that's what they're going for, I really don't know how I feel about that. And it's coming out in October of 2024. Look, I really don't know how I feel about this because I just don't have enough information to really make a, educated guess on this movie. I don't like it, and there ain't really no real reason why I don't like it. It just ain't pulling me. I've always been a Marvel guy, okay? I will flat out admit. So maybe that's part of it. But like it just seems like they're going for like a musical of Joker's origin. They've changed too much about Harley Quinn to where instead of the Joker bringing this smart, intelligent psychiatrist into his madness, it's the other way around. Where Joker, it almost looks like Joker is getting help, okay, to fix his madness, and Harley, as crazy as he is kind of bringing him back into madness. Okay, is reinforcing the fact that this guy, I think his name is Leonard Fleck, is the Joker. That Leonard Fleck is just a mask. That the Joker is the real, person. that she's reinforcing this. So it's almost like they reversed the roles in this movie. Okay. And I really don't know how I feel about that. Now, look, I'm not going to go see this either way because I'm not like a hardcore DC guy. Okay. I really just ain't no hardcore like DC guy. But like, I don't know, it just doesn't pull me like I think a DC movie about the Joker should. Okay. And I just really don't know what I think about it. But anyway, that was the Joker, folie deux. I'm probably butchering that name. It's coming out in October of 2024, October 4th of 2024, right around Halloween, which is a good time to do it. So you'll probably see like a lot of, the Harley Quinn costumes coming out for kids, as well as the Joker costumes coming out for kids. But yeah, it's coming out October 2024. Like I said before, it really does not grab me, so I probably won't go and see this. But like, yeah, like I really don't know what else to think about this right now. Now let's move on to our gaming news segment. And I will be the first one to be honest with you. I had a lot of hope for Star Wars Outlaws. Okay. Now they dropped a new trailer this past week, but they are getting some news about not just the trailer, but what's beyond the trailer, the actual game itself. So we're going to take a look at the trailer. I'm going to give you some of my thoughts and opinions on it, as well as talk about some of the other news that has dropped concerning Star Wars Outlaws. But this here is the gameplay story trailer for Star Wars Outlaws.
Each of you represents some of the most powerful criminal organizations in the galaxy. Pikes, Crimson Dawn, Huts.
Okay, the first thing I noticed was that Black Sun was not there. Now this guy could be representing Black Sun if I can get him back. If I can get him back here, this guy right here could be representing Black Sun, but I noticed that they weren't included in that little meeting there. So I'm kind of wondering about that. All right, so let's keep going.
Pikes, Crimson Dawn, Huts. It's a golden age for the underworld. The Empire controls every corner of the galaxy, but they're distracted by a rebellion that won't quit.
Okay, right there it tells me that this is going to take place during the original saga. Okay.
It's an opportunity to make millions.
Now, this is something I've heard just come up repeatedly, okay, about the main character.
Okay.
Now, a lot of people have been saying that the model used for this character was intentionally made ugly. Okay. I don't really care about stuff like that. Okay. I care about a story trailer. Okay. That's what I care about, what I see in the trailer. I don't really care about whether or not a person is pretty or not. But I've seen the model for this character, and I do see where people are coming from. It does feel like they made this beautiful model intentionally ugly. Another thing that kind of goes along with this is why are they doing an open world trailer in Star Wars, okay, and you not be able to choose your character, okay? Now, if you're supposed to be like a smuggler, bounty hunter, whatever, more than likely it's looking to be like a smuggler in this trailer, then why not have the character be anything you want? Okay. I mean, you literally could open the door up to having a, Hut smuggler, a Corellian, Alderanian, or Alderan smuggler. You could have chosen your character, okay? But honestly, when they do it, like, okay, we're going to put this in female, we're going to make this female and brave and all that stuff. I can see where people are getting at, and I kind of feel like that they should have gone the whole route of being able to choose your character, choose your species, choose your, orientation and all that. Okay, I know what I'm saying. Like they should have given us that ability, but the fact that they're going with an all-female character, okay, for this when they're supposed to be a smuggler and all this other stuff, yeah, it does feel like they're like pushing a woman in this. And the fact they took this beautiful model that we've seen and they've made her into this. This does not look like that model. Okay. So I do see where people are coming from, where they made her intentionally ugly. Okay. Where they made her like that intentionally when they could have used the actual model to make her, rough and gruff, but also beautiful. Gina Carano has proven that you can be rough, you can be a complete fighter, but also be very beautiful. Okay. And it almost feels like they were intentionally going away from that type of person to get this. I mean, I don't know what else to say it, to get this woman. All right. When they could have done a whole like thing where you chose your character, where it felt like it was your story and not her story.
Dave Vess, the underworld's favorite new scoundrel. We meet at last.
What do you want?
Zarek Besh. They're new, rich, and lethal.
Okay, so this is not Black Sun. This is the Zarek Besh. Okay, so I've never heard of them in Star Wars, so I'm thinking they're probably a new organization. But we are getting kind of hints that this is going to take place in the Outer Rim, so we got that going on.
Rich and lethal. You crossed their boss Slero, and now he wants you gone. Rob his fortune.
Now, this is something I'm kind of curious about. If you look back here, this is like a character model I saw from Jedi Order, Fallen Order, and Jedi Survivor. I really hope they're not reusing models. I really hope they're not doing that.
Gone. Rob his fortune and buy your freedom.
This job, it's a death wish.
Now, that right there tells me that this will take place on Tatooine, and that more than likely this is taking place between episodes 5 and 6. Because that's Han Solo and Carbonite right there. All right. So that right there is big indicators. This is going to take place on Tatooine. This is going to include the Hutts and more than just the meeting we saw earlier, and that this is going to take place on Tatooine. Or if I haven't said it yet, it's going to take place during episodes 5 and 6. So Tatooine, okay, episodes 5 and 6, and it's going to include the Hutts in more than just like and just like the meeting. They're actually going to be part of the game.
I'm in.
Out here, you live and die by your reputation. You want to survive? Know the players.
You're new to this world.
What's your problem?
Come back when you're not.
Jabba, right? Look, don't try anything. I got a whole crew surrounding the... Okay, we're skipping that part.
For about as long as I can remember.
So it seems here that you'll be going up against not just the crime syndicates, but the Empire. And I'm kind of wondering if that doesn't... I'm kind of wondering if maybe you're not just going up against the syndicates and the Empire, but also the Rebellion as well. Because I'm kind of curious about that as to, as how the Rebellion is going to play into this. Because if they just have the syndicates and the Empire, I think that is really missing an element from the whole Galactic Civil War era where there was the rebellion going on.
It's just been me and Nix. Doing what we have to survive. This job is my one shot at freedom. But if we're gonna pull this off, we need the right crew. And the right ship. Yes. Hang on.
I hire you because you are one of the best hunters in the Outer Rim.
She's more connected than you let on, Slero. Bess is mixed up in something bigger.
Now, that right there tells me, when he said Bess is mixed up in something bigger, that tells me right there that it is probably going to include the Empire and the Rebellion, not just the crime syndicates.
The Outer Rim is a dangerous place. Everyone is fighting for their piece of the galaxy. But all I want is to live free. So I'm gonna risk it all
Okay, that was Star Wars Outlaws. But since this trailer has come out, some news has dropped that I do think. Now, the first bit of news I want to talk about is the pre-orders. Okay, and these are the pre-orders for Star Wars Outlaws. Okay, you've got the standard, you've got the gold, you've got the ultimate, and you've got the ultimate. I guess you call it the ultimate edition with day one access and all that. Okay, now look, we're not, you know, unfamiliar with there being bonuses for pre-orders. Okay, I get that. But look at the standard edition. The standard edition is $69. $69. Okay. Whatever happened to pre-orders being $59? Whatever happened to pre-orders being $49? Okay. And on top of this, okay, if you pre-order like the gold edition or the ultimate edition, you get several extra missions. There are missions in this game that you cannot play unless you buy the season pass. Okay. I'm not down with that one single bit. I am not down with that at all. First off, okay, I'm not down with the price for a standard edition. If you're just getting the base game, if you don't care about like the extra missions or anything like that, then it should not be no $69. Okay, it just shouldn't. Okay, it should be like $49. Okay, if you wanted like DLC and stuff like that, you can pay for that, but not no 100 and $129. These prices on these games are getting way out of control and way too greedy. All right, they're just getting way too greedy in terms of prices. And I really think that Call of Duty started it. Modern Warfare 3 had pre-order of, I believe, $69. I think it was the first time in Call of Duty history that this was done. You're $70 for a title that, if we're lucky, will maybe last 14 hours. Let's just say a middle ground of 14 hours. I honestly don't think it'll last that long, but let's just say a middle ground of 14 hours. Look, I'm going to be honest with you. This whole like having a base game for $69 stuff is out of control. And then having like the special editions and the gold editions upwards of over $100, this is greedy. Okay? I can understand if like it's, and plus there's nothing physical. I remember a while back that I bought I pre-ordered Cyberpunk, okay? It had like cards and it had like a map of Night City and it also had like a digital art book, I think. That game, that was the regular edition for like $59. Okay. $60. All right. You got the base game, the art book, some postcards, and then that does not include if you got the ultimate edition, which had like a statue on it. Okay. They're asking us, well, I would have paid for the regular edition of Cyberpunk. They're not asking us to pay for a regular edition of Outlaws with none of the bells and whistles that came with Cyberpunk. Okay. And then now they're asking us to pay over $100 for one game that has nothing physical in it. This is beyond greedy. Okay. This really is beyond just flat out greed. And it needs to. And finally, the big thing for me is that a single player game is now going to require an internet connection. Ubisoft has come out and said that no matter what version you get, okay, this single player game will now require an internet connection. That's something else I'm not down with. I've never been down with that. I can understand if you're logging in to play multiplayer or something along those lines. I can understand that. But to require an internet connection for a single player game honestly tells me that this game, if I buy it physical, okay, if I buy a physical game and I cannot play it because I don't have the good enough internet, which in many parts of this country, there are still people who do not have decent internet. I fortunately have some, but for the longest time, I did not have decent internet. Okay. But now you're telling me I've got to have decent internet to play games. even single player games. I am not down with that. Okay, I'm just do not like that one single bit. Don't like it. Don't agree with it. Don't think it should be done. Okay, it's one thing if you're going to download like updates and multiplayer and that sort of thing. Those require internet access, and I understand that. If you're going to buy stuff in the shop, yes, that requires internet access. If there's going to be like a cosmetic shop, yes, that requires internet access. I hope they don't do that, but it wouldn't surprise me. But when you're requiring internet access for a single player game, okay, that honestly tells me right there, right then, that they're trying to set something up to where you really don't own this game. You're just leasing it, okay, for a one-time fee. Okay. And that if you do something they don't like, if you find some bug or what really worries me is if you are a streamer and you say something bad about this game, okay, does that mean they have the power to strip you of your game license? Does that mean that when you try to log in, they see your stream and you try to log in that they can block you and say, "Oh, sorry, you paid $69 for a game you can't play anymore." Is that what we're doing now? That's what worries me. Okay, too much control. All right. If it's for multiplayer, if it's for like online stuff, I can understand that. But for a single player game, it should not require internet access. And finally, just what do I think about this game now? Look, the trailer looked okay. Yeah, K-Vest, there was a whole issue about the developers making her look uglier than her model. I get that. Okay. I do not like that. When I first saw the gameplay trailer back a couple months ago, I thought, wow, this is a good looking game. It looks great. But now when you hear about what they're doing, I can't support this game anymore. I literally can't. Okay. So yeah, I'm not. So if unless they change their ways, unless they say, okay, we're going to remove the constant internet access from the game, or just simple things. We're going to move constant internet access from the game, and we're going to lower the price from $69 to maybe $49. Okay, if they did stuff like that, then maybe I would come back to the game. Okay, maybe, and that's a big maybe. But right now, I can't support this game. I literally can't because they're doing things that are absolutely greedy and absolutely tells me that they want more control over the players. Okay? That they want more control over the players and perhaps over the PR that these players give out. Because it honestly worries me when companies require constant internet access for single player games because it concerns me in such a way that does that mean that if you give this game a bad review, if you go on Twitch or something and say something bad about this game, they're suddenly going to nuke your license that you suddenly bought this $69, $100 game and you can't play anymore because they got hurt over what you said about it. Okay. So yeah, I mean, all that combined, the trailer, the female model, the pricing, the constant internet access, I can't support this game, and I suggest you don't either. But this was the gameplay story trailer. I say gameplay loosely because there wasn't hardly any gameplay in it. But this was the story trailer for Star Wars Outlaws. It is going to be available on August 30th. There are several pre-order bonuses, but combined with everything that's come out this past week about this game, I cannot and will not support this game at this time. So this past week, we got a new trailer for the next My Hero Academia movie, which is titled My Hero Academia Movie You're Next. Now, this is the fourth movie from the My Hero Academia anime. And the title You're Next is kind of a play on what was said to Deku at Kamino. Okay. At Kamino, if you've not seen My Hero Academia, and I'm think you should know there probably will be spoilers right at this point for My Hero Academia in general. So if you've not seen the anime, please go check it out. But like at Camino, when All Might basically had lost his powers, He had basically used up what was left of All for One going through his body. He pointed at the cameras and he said, "You're next." And he was basically telling Deku that, okay? That basically he was telling Deku. Now, everyone, all the heroes did not know about Deku and All Might's connection. They thought that they were saying that he was saying to them, "You're next," which he probably was. But he was specifically talking to Deku saying, "You're next. Okay? The responsibility is now yours." And Deku didn't really take that responsibility on himself until the Dark Deku arc, which is where I think this takes place at. Okay? This is going to take place during the Dark Deku arc, right after Gran Torino was killed, when Deku basically walks away from UA, tells everyone about his secret about All for One and all that, and basically takes on the responsibility of All for One trying to stop One for All. Okay? That's basically what he's trying to do. So we're going to watch the trailer here, and I'll give you some of my thoughts and opinions on it. But this is the trailer for the next My Hero Academia movie. My Hero Academia, you're next.
一つと新時代を作る
Now, this right here, I think that we're going to see this villain do what All Might did, because I've seen this trailer, and this guy is basically trying to be a villain version of All Might. Okay, the new symbol. Okay,
には何が必要だと思うかね
now look at Deku's suit right there. That looks like the dark Deku suit we know, because he's still wearing the scarf that Gran Torino gave him. Okay, so yeah, this is definitely taking place during the Dark Deku arc.
そう破壊だ
And see right there, it looks like All Might, but that ain't All Might. But look at what he's saying. He's saying, yes, destruction. Okay. Basically, he's the counter to All Might. Okay. He's basically saying, whereas All Might was all about peace and justice, this guy wants to destroy. Okay. I mean, he's basically a hurricane. Okay. He wants to destroy. So, yeah, like, this guy wants to destroy, whereas All Might wanted to bring peace. Okay. And I think that him and Deku are going to collide. Now, I don't think that they are going to know about Deku's secret. Okay. I think this evil version of All Might is just basically trying to be a copy of All Might, but for the villains. Okay. Not realizing that One for All is out there. You know,
俺が止める
we saw some images of Class 1A.
お前はオールマイトなんかじゃないダークマイト
Now, like I said before, this guy who's calling himself Dark Might, I think he's just trying to be a pretender to the throne. Okay. I think that he's just trying to replicate what All Might did for the heroes, but for the villains. Not realizing that One for All is out there. Okay. That the big bad, the League of Villains, they're out there still.
新しい象徴のなさ
And it's coming out on August the 2nd. That's a Friday. It was a short trailer. It was a short teaser. Not really much there. But I did want to talk about it because I love My Hero Academia. I can't wait for the next season to come out, season 7. Yeah, I can't wait for it to come out, and all these movies have been good. I've not seen. Let's see, the last one I saw was Two Heroes. That was the last one I saw. So, and I've enjoyed both of them, the one before and the one after. So yeah, yeah, I enjoyed the My Hero Academia movie so far, but I've not seen movie 3 or movie 4, and this is going to be movie 4 here. So I'm kind of curious to see what's going on here. But this was the My Hero Academia movie, not Two Heroes, but My Hero Academia movie. You're Next. It's coming out on August the 2nd, which is going to be a Friday. If I can ever find, yeah, there we go. It's called My Hero Academia. You're Next. It's coming out on a Friday, August the 2nd. I think it's going to be a great way to end the summer anime season. And I think it's probably going to set some things up in the anime. That's just my opinion, though. But yeah, I can't wait to see what they do with this movie. All right, everyone. That was your Geek Report for the week of April the 8th through April the 15th of 2024. We had a couple of news items to talk about, but just to kind of review what we talked about, the new Joker 2 Folie deux trailer has dropped. Okay. This is the new trailer for the next Joker movie, which is called Joker 2 Folie deux. We got a new trailer for Star Wars Outlaws, and I kind of talked about what was going on with Outlaws, just give you my overall impressions of it. And finally, in anime news, we got a new My Hero Academia trailer titled You're Next. I hope you guys are doing safe. I hope you guys are doing well and doing groovy. Check out my other video sites as well as my social media. You guys take care of yourselves, watch over each other, be groovy, be cool. And I will see y'all in the next video and in the next stream. Laters.